Lord Krishna is a very special god in Hindu stories. Many people love him deeply. He is seen as a complete avatar, a full manifestation of the divine. His life is full of amazing tales and profound teachings. People celebrate his birth, his childhood pranks, and his wise words. He shows us how to live a life full of joy and purpose. His blue skin reminds us of the infinite sky and the deep ocean. He is a friend, a guide, and a supreme being all in one. His presence is felt everywhere. Krishna is known as an avatar of Lord Vishnu. Vishnu is the preserver, the one who maintains cosmic order, or dharma. When evil rises and the world is in chaos, Vishnu comes to earth. He takes a form to fight the adharma, the unrighteousness. Krishna was born at such a time. The earth was burdened by wicked rulers and suffering. People prayed for help, for a savior to arrive. Vishnu heard their prayers and decided to descend. This promise of divine help is central to Krishna's story. The world was groaning under the weight of cruel kings. Kansa, the king of Mathura, was one such tyrant. He was powerful but unjust. His rule brought fear and misery to his people. The balance between good and evil was disturbed. Dharma was weakening, and adharma seemed to be winning. It was a dark period filled with oppression. The gods and sages were worried. Mother Earth herself pleaded for relief from this heavy burden. This sets the stage for a divine intervention, a necessary birth. The story of Krishna's birth is not just a tale, it is a message of hope. It tells us that even in the darkest times, goodness will appear. It shows that divinity can manifest in unexpected places. The birth of Krishna is eagerly awaited by devotees every year. This festival is called Janmashtami. It reminds everyone that the divine protector is always watching. He will come to restore balance and righteousness. His arrival is a promise of liberation and joy for all beings. Kansa was the powerful king of Mathura. He was strong and ambitious, but his heart was filled with cruelty and arrogance. He cared little for his people or for dharma. His sister was Devaki, a kind and gentle woman. She was married to a good man named Vasudeva. They were members of the Yadu clan. Kansa seemed fond of his sister, at least on the surface. He even drove the chariot at her wedding. This show of affection, however, was very short-lived. During Devaki and Vasudeva's wedding festivities, a voice spoke. It was an Akashvani, a divine voice from the heavens. This voice was not heard by everyone, but Kansa heard it clearly. It boomed with a chilling message for the arrogant king. The voice declared, "O foolish Kansa, the eighth child of this very Devaki, your sister, will be the cause of your death." This prophecy struck Kansa like a thunderbolt. His joy turned instantly into terrible, consuming fear and rage. Kansa's love for Devaki vanished in an instant. He was overcome by the fear of his own death. He immediately drew his sword to kill Devaki. He thought if Devaki died, no child could be born to kill him. Vasudeva pleaded for his wife's life. He begged Kansa to spare her. Vasudeva promised Kansa that he would hand over every child born to them. Kansa, still fearful but slightly calmed by this promise, agreed. He decided to imprison Devaki and Vasudeva instead of killing Devaki right away. So Devaki and Vasudeva were thrown into Kansa's darkest prison cell. Their lives turned from wedding joy to utter despair. Kansa was a merciless jailer. Each time Devaki gave birth to a child, Kansa would come. He would snatch the newborn baby from her arms. Then, he would cruelly kill the infant before her very eyes. He killed 6 of their babies this way. His fear made him commit terrible sins. He believed he could cheat destiny by his brutal actions. Devaki and Vasudeva lived in constant sorrow and fear. They had seen 6 of their innocent children murdered by Kansa. Their hearts were heavy with grief, yet they held on to their faith in the divine. They prayed for an end to their suffering and for Kansa's tyranny to cease. The prison was a place of darkness and despair, but even there a small flame of hope flickered within them. They knew the prophecy had to be fulfilled. The 8th child was destined to arrive. The night for the 8th child's birth finally came. It was a dark and stormy night in the month of Shravana. The wind howled and rain lashed down heavily. Thunder rumbled across the sky and lightning flashed. Nature itself seemed to reflect the turmoil and the impending divine event. Inside the prison, Devaki began to feel the pains of childbirth. Vasudeva watched over her, his heart filled with both hope and dread. He worried about what Kansa would do to this child. As the moment of birth approached, miracles began to happen. The grim prison cell, usually dark and damp, filled with a soft divine light. The heavy chains that bound Vasudeva and Devaki suddenly fell open. The prison guards, who were always alert, mysteriously fell into a deep slumber. The massive locked doors of the prison creaked open on their own. It was as if the entire universe was making way for the arrival of the divine child. Everything was hushed in anticipation. Then, Devaki gave birth to her 8th child. It was a beautiful baby boy with a dark blue complexion. He was not an ordinary child. He revealed his divine form to his parents. He had 4 arms, holding a conch, a discus, a mace, and a lotus flower. This was Lord Vishnu himself. Devaki and Vasudeva were overwhelmed with awe and joy. They prayed to the divine child. They understood that this was no ordinary birth. It was the Lord incarnate come to save the world. The divine child Krishna then spoke to Vasudeva. He instructed Vasudeva to take him to Gokul. Gokul was a village of cowherds across the Yamuna River. There, he was to exchange him with the newborn daughter of Nanda and Yashoda. Nanda was Vasudeva's dear friend and the chief of Gokul. This exchange was crucial to protect Krishna from Kansa's wrath. Vasudeva understood the divine command. He knew he had to act swiftly and secretly. His parental love was now guided by a divine purpose. Vasudeva gently picked up the divine baby. He placed him in a wicker basket. With Krishna in the basket, Vasudeva stepped out of the prison. The guards were still fast asleep. The prison doors remained open. As he reached the Yamuna River, he saw it was fierce and flooded due to the storm. The waves were high and the current was strong. Vasudeva worried about how he would cross. But as he stepped into the water, the river miraculously parted, making a safe path for him. The great serpent, Sheshanaga, appeared. Shesha is the divine serpent on whom Lord Vishnu rests. He rose from the waters and spread his hoods over Vasudeva and baby Krishna. He shielded them from the pouring rain. Vasudeva safely crossed the Yamuna. He reached Nanda's house in Gokul. There, everyone was asleep. He found Yashoda, who had just given birth to a baby girl. This baby girl was Yogamaya, the divine illusion, an embodiment of Shakti. Carefully, Vasudeva placed baby Krishna beside Yashoda. He then took her newborn daughter and returned to the prison in Mathura. The prison doors closed behind him and the chains reappeared. The guards woke up, unaware of what had happened. When Kansa heard of the birth, he rushed to the cell. He seized the baby girl, thinking it was Devaki's 8th child. As he tried to kill her, she slipped from his grasp. She flew into the air, revealing herself as the goddess Yogamaya. She declared, "Your destroyer is already born and is safe elsewhere." Krishna's birth thus signifies the ultimate triumph of good over evil, a beacon of hope in despair.